quick. The building comes down and she goes, "Great job."
So I see the feds on the side with all their suits.
So like it's so nice. You got the chemtrails in the background and the black helicopters.
They clearly say beautiful.
Beautiful. Freedom is lovely.
What do you think about this? So I mean,
This is what America's all about.
and one.
1 second, bro.
Yeah, sure. I'm asking $5 donation. If you could cost me maybe a couple dollars, but it is worth it.
I'll play it. We do a thing, Truth Talk Night at the movies. I'll play it on that. Hold on.
It's original piece, that's why.
You're just trying to be annoying.
This is brand new evidence.
You're trying to be annoying.
Yes. A few years ago, we used to have explosives.
It's Amazing Grace. My mother was that.
I think they're okay with it.
Been in there now.
No, I think they are.
So, Jeff, you've been down here all weekend, basically, right?
Yeah, since the 7th here.
And of course, the stream is still going live on truthbroadcastnetwork.com and wearechangect.org. So give me some lowdown on what's been going on.
Well, so far, I just came here about an hour ago, and the police have been very cooperative in the way that
Good.
keeping us on one side of the street, not harassing us too much, just keeping traffic flow, doing their job.
I understand they've cordoned off an official story area where they're spewing the official story propaganda.
Yeah, we saw a few people with the official story talking about different things and all that, trying to mix things up, trying to cause anger and stuff, which is why we're not here. We're trying to get people information about 9/11 and all that through not a confrontational way, but trying to give them information, which is what we really want.
Exactly, and that's the key to this whole thing, because truth, knowledge is power.
Definitely.
Looks like you're live streaming too?
Yes.
You're you streaming from the Pella Report.
Pella Report.
Okay, and we're also streaming, Harry's got it over there, we're streaming here on truthbroadcastnetwork.com, and when you're ready to stream, or if you're streaming.
I'm streaming right now.
You're streaming live right now, so we've got a live stream going truthbroadcastnetwork.com too.
I used to stream for Occupied Air, but now I'm on my own channel now.
Very good, we'll just keep it going out there, brother. Keep waking these people up. Sure.
Please, thank you. Some people were lost and trying to get their way back to where they need to go.
Yes, yes.
You know what's weird? I sent a
Alex, man, haven't seen you. Good. Oh yeah, we connected up.
Still on my broadcasters, I should say.
I've been great. Good to see you, man. Everyone's here. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No. Sure. Sure, I don't want to stop traffic.
Did you guys just get out of here?
Just got here about 10 minutes ago, yeah. All right, looks like it's an interesting little...
I found out why the park is closed, because that's where Silverstein owns it.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. It's private property.
He has a bloodline of Jesus Christ. No. All this war is based on religion, on your beliefs. They believe he's a bloodline of Jesus Christ. This is totally false. So they should have told me this guy that I am a homo and I'm not a weapon. That's obvious. So we accomplished what they wanted to accomplish.
They do.
I didn't see anything where.
People are handing stuff out. I mean, I know that we were brought stuff.
He bombed his own parliament to start World War II. He bombed his own
Yes, Jeff has been doing a great job, Jeff.
Go ahead and check out Glenn Zamaroff's over there. We Are Changed, New Jersey.
Where's that?
Glenn Zamaroff, We Are Changed, New Jersey. We got 9/11 Gate 2012.
Okay.
The GoPro Radio Network. Check him out.
All right.
He's a good guy, definitely.
Yes, they do.
They should be held accountable. They definitely should. It was on their watch.
how we're going one way.
That's what I thought, but I think they decided to make a park out of it. You know?
Walker and what?
56 Walker Street.
Oh, okay.
You got your GPS with your phone?
I don't need a GPS. I don't have. I know. I just walk there.
We'll see you there. If you can't find it, call me, all right?
I shall.
All right, we'll see you there.
Okay. Let's go. Walker Street. Let's say goodbye to the nice police state people.
I'll get out my hands not.
It was bad at first. We actually thought we were going to get arrested at first.
Really? Well, I couldn't agree with you more.
Exactly. Let's expose the
We have to expose the criminals, the real criminals. That's right.
That's true.
And it's the corporations that make war. You see how these things are used to make war. It's called false flag terrorism. Hegelian dialectic.
Yes.
Create the problem.
Exactly.
Offer the solution. Problem, reaction, solution.
You don't want to investigate the 9/11.
Well, not if. Well, no, not if you're complicit in it. Would you investigate yourself? God bless you.
Good point.
Yes.
Time to expose too many operatives.
Yes.
I was working on one, and then another one came along, and she had like a little picture of, what's that Indian? Geronimo.
Yeah.
And she kept saying, Geronimo, Geronimo, nobody wants to hear about it. And then she'd laugh. So it was something she was paid to do. So of course I captured all this on video. I followed her, and when I was filming her, she started putting the picture of Geronimo up in her face. So she was hiding her face. So I was like, so why are you laughing? I mean, you know the Indians were exterminated. Do you think that's funny? You know, and she was trying to creep off and hide her face.
Right.
And that's what they do. They get right around us with operatives, and they make themselves look ridiculous. They make themselves look foolish, so everybody thinks, well, this is all a circus act going on around here, and discounts 9/11 truth.
Exactly.
That's how they operate.
Right. Disinformation, COINTELPRO, basically.
And, you know, ridicule, but they're not making fun of us because that would be too obvious.
Right.
So they make fun of themselves. Like last year, there was a guy out there that said, you know, I smell farts. And he wants, I kid you not, dude. And then the next thing you know, he's with Occupy. Another way I knew he was an operative. But that's what they're doing. And a lot of people don't want to believe it. They're like, oh, he's just crazy. Just like Dallas Goldberg. Oh, he's just crazy. No, they're basically getting people to discount and to walk away from our truth movement because they look so ridiculous.
It's called the media, the controlled mainstream media. They're here today too. They got to talk about this. All right.
All these things in a row, like the put options, those massive, put options on exact companies that were involved in the attack.
Trinity Church. Oh, CNN.
And then, you know, you think you got a couple friends looking, but really the world at large can't see it. If you get on Truth Broadcast Network, put up your video or your photo or your article, and then publish that, and everybody that joins us will publish articles, then share that on Facebook. So you're still on Facebook, if you go around it, but if somebody does a Google search 2 years from now, boom, there it is, and there's your video embedded. Okay? So check it out. That's what I built it for. It's just an infrastructure for you to use. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's what they are. Copy the text, drag and drop the picture, recreate that picture, and make the top searches. That's why I made it, because so many people come to me with stuff. I said, this is the network, do it. Plug in and make it happen. All right, man, thanks.
Before we were beating it over the head with no evidence. Now we have too much evidence.
Are those 6 channels related to IC?
No, they're just independent researchers who have been compiling archives of 9/11 videos. This new archive is there a chance of them filtering? Oh no, a lot of these videos have been manipulated, but there's so much evidence. What we need now is more research to help come with these. Because all of us has a unique perspective. We'll all notice different little things. For instance, my friend Keith noticed something in a video that I didn't notice. There's a video, it's been around for 10 years.
I think we need to try to encourage others to take action and organize their own chapters of change, like We Are Change Connecticut as well. I'm co-founder with Jim Russell and Vinny Bdatruth, my co-host on We Are Change Connecticut. We do a radio show and broadcast show on ProjectFreedom.ws as well. So I think it's important that we all get involved, and Truth Broadcast Network, Harry will go into it, I'm sure, deeply, is a way that we can share our ideas and have them searchable. So we'll be able to not only have our broadcasts and our articles put up on Facebook where one person can see them, but you'll be able to actually be searchable, and it's there forever. So if you have articles or if you do a radio show or a blog, this is a way you go to truthbroadcastnetwork.com and you sign up and start posting, and it's there. The search engine goes right to the top on certain articles. You certainly have to just use the tags and other things. Harry knows more about this than I do. But really, I'm here to talk about a lot of things. I lost my cousin Alan on 9/11, and I wasn't aware of the truth about what happened till about 2007. So I can see these people were trying to turn over. I could see the way they think, the way they were. I was one of them. And I think the biggest hurdle is when you're in a belief system, you have this mind-controlled set where, first of all, it's sort of like human nature. You don't want to be looked at as crazy, or you don't want to be ridiculed or thought. Everybody wants to be looked at in a good light. Wouldn't you agree? And it's hard to admit that you've been deceived in such a magnificent way, because they've also, with this mind control, they've gotten you into this belief system that it somehow makes you less of a person or less of a man or woman to admit that you're wrong. I mean, all of these criminals that we're talking about, Goldman Sachs, all of these guys, they never admit that they're wrong. Okay? And why? Because they're deceiving, and they're deceivers. But if you've been deceived, admit that you've been deceived. Admit that you're wrong. It's the hardest hurdle I get with people, because they want to say, you're crazy, because it's easier to say you're crazy. I don't want to look at it. I don't want to know about it. It's like my mother-in-law. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. She knows, but she just doesn't want to deal with it. She puts up a wall, a barrier, like a lot of people do. I mean, there are people today, and I was here only today, but other people have been here all week. And you see how they are on the street. Some people are receptive, and other people are like, and they work in the buildings that we're standing outside of. And you wonder, how can these people not know what's going on? How can they not realize that 3 buildings, 3 steel-structured buildings collapsed, imploded on the same day, and it's never happened in human history before or since? That we have a society that has gotten to the point where they're more interested in watching American Idol and the next game, the next reality show, and the next star who's got this records and all of these things that are distractions. And meanwhile, they say, well, we're going to free the people in Libya from the tyrant Gaddafi, and we're going to, put love bombs and kill 30,000 civilians to bring them freedom and give Rothschild another central bank and take all their gold. And we're all watching television. I don't know, we in this room, but the majority of Americans, unfortunately, believe the lie, and the continuous lie. Not the truth about Gaddafi, for example, that his people had many, many benefits that we would never be able to enjoy in this country. And it's a fact. Free medical, 17 cents oil, gasoline, or whatever, free education anywhere in the world if you can't find it in that country. All tyrannical stuff, really bad stuff. And like Saddam Hussein, another tyrant, that had to be taken care of. And he was so tyrannical that we had to see him hung for the whole world to see. And everyone can Google it. If you haven't watched it, YouTube, you can watch Saddam Hussein swing. There's even some really graphic ones that they try to hush up. But then really having him swing there. But you have somebody by the name of Osama bin Laden, who died, I don't know, several deaths, like all of these guys always do. They always die several times, right? And he is taken out by a SEAL team who's later all murdered in it, or killed in an accident, crash. And these despots get us to believe their lies when we know that it's impossible for all of these things to occur. But we believe their lies. It's the mind control. Now, Harry has a very deep perception into the mind control aspect, and that's one of the things he focuses on Death to the New World Order on TruthBroadcastNetwork.com. I'm a little more on the politics side of it. But look at the politics. What happened in the last year? How many of these regimes, these regimes, did we take out? Did the CIA take out? How many did they set up that they took out 30, 40 years later? This is what they do. And what always happens? The same thing. The corporations come in, the same corporations, and they set up their little monopolies. The oil monopolies, the resources of all these countries. Afghanistan. I mean, we're bringing in heroin, lithium. That's why we're in Afghanistan. It'll never end. It's endless war. No matter what anyone says, we'll bring the troops home. Obama, I mean, it's just unbelievable. We'll bring the troops home? No, we'll just move them around. Yeah, we'll bring some of them home and then deploy some more. And in my own state, a month ago in Connecticut, they're deploying National Guard troops to Afghanistan to teach the police who killed them, by the way, how to kill them. This is our government. And we, the people, must rise up against this. We can't let them get away with it. We know. But so that's why I go back to my beginning of what I was saying. What are we going to do about it? Well, do as much as you can. Wake up people. Let them know. I said this on the show many times. Everybody gets gasoline from these criminals, the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds. Queen Beatrice of the Netherlands owns Shell Oil. BP is a Rockefeller and British Crown connection. Amoco merged with them in 1988. It's all the same players, everybody. It's all the same players. So when you're up there getting your gas, and hopefully you don't get it from BP, I mean, you really almost have no choice to buy gasoline from one of these criminals. Why don't you talk to the person there, filling up and saying, hey, did you ever wonder why gas is $4 a gallon? Yeah, isn't it terrible? Yeah, and you start talking to them in a way that you have to be soft. Like you were saying, it's difficult because there's all this information we know that have done all this research, and it's overwhelming. And how are you going to hit these people at a gas station? Well, you just give them a thought. That's going to say, did you ever think of why we have endless war, and why we always seem to go to war in countries that to protect our oil interests, but the price of oil always seems to go up, and how is that protecting our interests? So you get them to think, ladies and gentlemen. People don't think. They don't think. They've been programmed to turn on the radio and here's an average American. Gets up, gets the kids ready for school, hopefully gives them something to eat, have breakfast maybe as a family, whatever, running around like crazy people, maybe even not even getting, everything's nuts in the morning if you have a household. I'm sure you're aware of this. And then you get into your car and you go and do your commute and you sit in the traffic, especially in Manhattan here, right? Forget it, there's no cars in Manhattan. You probably don't own a car if you live here. And you're going in this wheel. You're running like a hamster on a wheel. And you're worked to death. You're underpaid. They take away all your benefits. And then when you get home, you have a few minutes that you want to yourself. What do? You turn on the television while you're having dinner. You watch the news and they tell you all these things. And you're in this beaten up, totally exhausted state because you live this crazy life, because you need 2 jobs, maybe 3, to feed your family. And then where are you? You're in this alpha wave state. And you're totally suggested, and they're just giving you the messages, the mind control. And that's the problem. You have to let people be aware. Because that's me. I'm explaining to you my life as a sheep. That's who I was. And then you have your dreams and the things you want to get done, and this gets in the way of that. The truth gets in the way of anything that you're going to want to accomplish because the lie will keep you from it. I mean, we are headed down a road to tyranny. That is there is just no doubt. I mean, it's written in the law. It's not constitutional. The laws are illegal. Like we said, we need to abolish all of these things. But I think we need to abolish this passive resistance that a lot of us have. We know, but we don't act. So I do the most I can. I do a radio show on Truth Broadcast Network. It's actually a television show, Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. on truthbroadcastnetwork.com. Harry, it does a show, and we try to wake the people up. And now the network, the Truth Broadcast Network, is a way we can all utilize this, not emphasizing any individual, because it's we, the people, that have to rise. And the only way we'll do this is by letting everybody have a chance to put their voice and their message and their 2-minute video and their little thing up there for the world to see. So when someone says 9/11, and they click on 9/11 and they put it in there, guess what? All your stuff goes to the top. And they see and hear your voice. And then you can do what you need to do. Because this is, there really isn't a lot of time. And this isn't bad. And again, we don't want to fear-monger. I'm totally against that. But be realistic. Look at the writing on the wall. We have $16 trillion of debt. Fraudulent debt created by these criminals who hijacked our government. These bankers here. The people that work there, compartmentalized in their lives, have no idea what's going on. They're part of the con. They're making it work. And we have to somehow join forces like we're doing, like these things. And like you said before, I'm sorry, you're reading your iPod there.
Houston Free Think.
Derek, like you were saying, we have to take it to them, man. And I think that it's important for us to do more. I know we all do a lot. Just to come here is a lot. I mean, I took off a day of work, and everyone's got their things to do. And but there's nothing more important than seeking the truth and finding a way to open other people's eyes so they can understand their part in this. Because it's not individuals, it's about us. And I really have to say that I don't think any way we could do this is other than getting our message out. And until we have this internet, or as long as we have it, we need to use it. And that's all I can say. And God bless you all, and death to the New World Order.
There's an immense array of things we can talk about. And, I debated a couple of them, but what it really comes down to for me after, broadcasting for a while, you look into this, you look into that, but so many things all come back to the simple field of psychology. That's really what's going on here. And, we look at mind control, we look at MK Ultra, we look at the documentaries, Century of Self and all this stuff, and it's great. It's great, but a lot of people think of this as something that happened in the past. MK Ultra was going on in the 60s, this, that, and the other thing. Well, what do you think was going on in Guantanamo Bay? The electroshock, you remember, and I wasn't even awake at the time. But the Arab who's like, oh, they were freezing me with the air conditioning, and I'm like, man, that's a luxury. That was mind control. Mind control experimentation is still going on. And here's the thing. We think of this as something that, we look at the MK Ultra shooter, okay, is this really going on and stuff? And everybody thinks of this as something that's rolled out on a single person. Like, okay, they get this guy, they train him, they indoctrinate him, they do this, that, and the other thing. But mind control is actually rolled out on an entire population. It's rolled out on groups of people all at once, all at the same time. And I'm not just talking about marketing to sell products. Edward Bernays, the nephew of Sigmund Freud, that's how it started. And they put animals in a lab and said, look, if we can do this with these animals, we can do it with people. We just got to be a little better at it. We got to make it a little more complicated. So I would encourage people, to look at mind control, not as, the mind control, but as psychology. We've got to look more into psychology and what's going on. Now, I'm not going to plug my network too much because Howard did that, but I would encourage people to get out there on the internet. We got people who are beating the streets 24/7, you know, and again, props to We Are Change New York and everybody that's doing it everywhere. But we also have people who are only online, only on Facebook. And Facebook is a free speech zone. Whatever you put on Facebook cannot be seen from Google. So you need to post it to any website, Truth Broadcast Network's one, and then share it on Facebook. That is like another way that they control information. You know, they control almost everything. Of course, they control the media. They control, you know, everything that's coming to us in every way. You know what I mean? I was sitting with my wife at Times Square yesterday. And I mean, that is like the center of the psychology. You know, you look around, and it used to be all entertainment. Now it's just this big Bank of America thing going by. You know, it's like, who wants to see that? Am I more likely to go to Bank of America because they're flashing it across the screen? Maybe, I don't know. But we've got to look into psychology a lot. I'm going to cut it short because we got Richard Gage coming. So, Death to the New World Order.